10 years on and living in Spain. Welcome to Paradise World Videos. It's your first time, subscribe, because we're going to tell you the journey, why we made the move from UK here to Spain, and of course we're going to explain about all the taxes, the cost of living and everything. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and this is one of the reasons why we moved to Spain. So if you're considering coming to Spain, make sure you watch the video all the way through. We'll let you know what the taxes are when you buy a property, the non-resident tax, food shopping, location to move, what to do in Spain. Go through the whole process, all about making that big move to Spain, and is it going to be worth it at the end of it? And you're waking up to this every single day. The other great thing as well is getting to watch the sun come up, but you don't even see that in the UK nowadays. If you're going to live the dream, you've got to get a family pet as well. So let's go and explain the reason why we moved to Spain. It's been 10 years since I've made that big move here to Spain. Searched many areas where to move to. Of course, there was a lot of choice. Could have moved anywhere, Malaga, Costa del Sol, even a big city like Madrid or Valencia. But we chose this place here, Dream Mills, Torrevieja, for a reason. It's a big expat community, and we bought one of these quad houses, and of course with the great views of the Salt Lakes, which is known to be the healthiest place because of the Salt Lakes, which is absolutely amazing view. You see the colour changes all day long. And if you're thinking of making the move and you think it's a bit risky and what it's going to cost, and yeah, I'm going to tell you now, definitely do it while you can, while you're fit and healthy, because life's too short. In the UK, was working 9 to 5, stuck in traffic, stressed out, couldn't retire until you was 67. And all my life just working. No, you need to come and live the dream. You only live once. That is what me and the wife done. 10 years now, we've been in Spain, and we get here, we've just packed up everything, literally. The suitcases, chucked everything in, left the furniture behind, the car behind, and just booked a flight over to Spain, and that's it. We took the gamble. But was it a gamble? It's only 2.5 hours on a plane. You're not far away from your family. You can drive over. You've got the Eurotunnel, you've got the ferry, you've got the plane in the middle of 2 airports, of course, Alicante, Murcia, so you've got no problem getting here. So it's not a gamble. We're not in Australia. We're not 24 hours away. And yeah, it was the right move. Bought this quad house literally for 90,000 euros. Got a great price for it because we got the euro at 142. It was just before that vote of Brexit. Of course, everyone was dreading it. So literally cost us about 78. And yeah, it is a bargain because nowadays, as the market booming, these quad houses now are costing over 200,000 euros. And of course, get a pool put in only cost us 10,000 euros. So yeah, that was very essential as the weather gets so hot here. And that is another reason why we come to Spain, because in England you get 300 days of rain and dull, cold days, and you get 60 days of sunshine. Well, here it's over 300 days of sunshine, and possible 60 days of like a little bit of cold weather. And I say cold weather, it's probably January, February, and it's the end of October, and we're expecting 28 degrees. So that is another reason why we had to move here, because it's a lot healthier, a lot better for your health, and to wake up to this every morning. That's what you call living a dream. When you do come to Spain and you are deciding where to go, you've got so much choice. So you've got to pull that into mind. And the first thing we thought of, you know, we're coming to another country, and obviously you're not speaking fluent Spanish at the moment. I'm only speaking Spanglish, but of course, a lot of these parts on the coastal parts of Spain, the Costa Blanca, all along there, Costa del Sol, you've got a lot of expat communities, and that was one of the main things we wanted to do, was live in an expat community with bars and restaurants. And because you don't know anyone, and of course, for the first 6-7 months after your holiday mode's over and you keep pinching yourself how wonderful the weather is, and you started to live here and live the dream, and you start experiencing a real cost of living, and that's when you actually come and click in reality, basically, because this is where your life actually begins. You've made that big move. Surprisingly enough, we picked a beautiful urbanisation in Los Altos, Dream Mills, which we've got a video of up there. And like a lot of these urbanisations, you probably find you've got more friends here in Spain than you do in England, because in England, everyone's too busy in the rat race of working 9 to 5, stuck in traffic, going to sleep, getting up, back to work again. Because here, You've got this lovely weather and it's the al fresco dining, and you've got all this cheap living outside, cheap menus of the day, cheap beer, cheap alcohol. And talk about alcohol, this is another reason. Look at these prices in the supermarket. The Mercadona is the main Spanish supermarket where all the Spanish buy here in Spain. Find Mercadona cheaper than most of them, so we're going to go and show you some food prices and alcohol prices here in Spain. You get some basic items, of course, might even get a cheeky bottle of alcohol. This is the potatoes. We're going to pick up a bag of potatoes. There you can see 123 a kilo. Your onions, of course, and you've got your traffic light peppers, which is a 3.10 a kilo. Lemons are expensive. I don't know why everyone grows them on a tree. I'm going to pick up a lettuce, 90 cents, which is pretty reasonable really. But like I mentioned, a lot of this stuff you get cheaper down the markets. Pick up a bag of onions, here we go, 148 a kilo. You're going to be paying for your carrots. Brussels ain't cheap, I mean, but it's got to be done. Cherry tomatoes, there you go, €2 a unit. Give me a little shopping list as well, so yeah. Crab sticks is on the list. Go reduced, down to €2.50. So that's the crab sticks sorted. These are your filleted chicken prices. Spanish sausages are not too bad. After some fillet pork chops, there we go, $3.93, which is pretty cheap here in Spain. We tend to pick up one of these big bags here of frozen fillet chicken, which works out a lot cheaper. That's 1.2 kilos, €6.05. Butter's pretty expensive here in Spain. If you don't really get cheap butter, but a decent block of butter, we're looking at €2.25. Got some yogurts on the list, so I'm going to pick up a couple of packets of yogurts. €1.30 cereal yogurts. Greek yogurts, €1.90. One of the main essentials is bread and milk, so yeah, we've got to pick up some milk. So I'll show you the milk prices. Cheap as the UK, but a litre €1.09, and pretty competitive in all the supermarkets. I know you're all dying to find out the alcohol prices and the soft drinks. We'll be over there in a minute. But it's really expensive. But you know what? The Spanish chocolate's really nice, especially this one. €2 is a bargain. If you pull out Cadbury's here, you're looking at €5 a block, that size. A bag of soft rolls, really fresh rolls, every day, €1.14. Sweet counter, your donuts, 4 donuts there for €1.35. Yeah, all sugary products. You've got your fresh pastries here as well. And if you wanted some fresh bread, all kind of Spanish bread, you've got your rolls you can get individually there, all different prices. You can pick a bloomer up here for €1.58, and then you can cut it yourself on a machine. You do a Spanish bread that lasts forever, soft as anything, but it's full of sugar. But you're looking at €1.18, and they do a brown one as well for €1.18. But yeah, it tastes very sweet. But I'll tell you what is cheap. The burger buns, they're really good, super fresh, they last forever. And same as the hot dog rolls as well, 90 cents for 6 hot dog rolls, and the burger maps, yeah, 85 cents. I'll show you the alcohol because this is going to shock you. This is the alcohol section for the wine, and yeah, city prices. I mean, €2.50, you think that's cheap, 2.42, and that is supposed to be a good wine, the Governor. And yeah, got all different prices, I could say, €2 bottles, and as you go along, 2.10. But your cheapest one here, 1.45, and that's the one the wife likes. And it's a Sauvignon Blanc, unbelievable, €1.45, and it's the best wine. The prices in it, eh? Less than €2 for bottles of wine, and then you've got the red wine now, the Governor, and that is a bit recommended. Like I say, a lot of people do recommend the Governor. But yeah, prices in Spain, alcohol is really crazy, cheap as chips. And then when it comes to the spirit, the hardcore, you're talking about like litres here. Of course, this is my favourite. I've got to pick one of them up. It's not essential shopping, but yeah, that's a good rum. If you're a rum drink, ain't bad, €6.05. But they do different kind of rums as well, all different types. But if you're into a bit of a vodka, yeah, that is cheap and all. Wait till I show you these prices of vodka. Here we go, as you come over here. Here's your bottle of vodka, €6.70 for a bottle of vodka, for a litre, absolutely crazy. Got the old, the old champagne there, you know. Crazy, innit? €3.20. But all kind of different champagnes. Of course, you've got the deer ones. The deer carvers goes up to $3.55, $3.95. Freixenet, of course, we've been to Freixenet, we've been to the factory, you can check that out in the video. Buy wine in the carton, it gets even cheaper. 90 cents for a carton of wine. You can see what everyone's drinking here in Spain. Fizzy water there, look at that. That's Popular Gaseoso. That's 55 cents. That was 20 cents when I come and pick up a case of beer here. Look at that, 12 cans of beer. Crazy price, €3.60. In Heineken, of course, you're going to be paying €5.52, but when you've been in Spain a long time, tell me the beer is different. It all tastes the same. It literally does. Little bottles, there you go, $6.24. The brands, you know, you can pay the brands. San Miguel's here, that's been reduced, $5.40 for 12. That was the most popular drink here in Spain, a Mal, $4.92. They love a Mal. Into soft drinks, like I say, keep away from brands, because if you want a brand, you're paying silly prices. €9.84 for a pack of 12 of Coca-Cola. Yeah, silly, isn't it? And when you can just go here and then you can pick a pack of 6 up for €1.98. Literally, you can pick up 12 cans for half the price. It's the same after a while. Like I said, you get used to the taste. Zero, this is what we drink. There we go. €1.98, pack of 6. Up the case is the old Coke Zero, and of course, when you're having rum, you've got to have it with the normal cola, of course. So we'll pick up the old full fat sugar, which ain't good for you, but I will be doing a lot of walking, so I'll burn that off. I like the old wraps, which are pretty good here. €1.85 for 10 wraps. Dogs there, €1.90 for a big pack of hot dogs, but we give them to the dog. But of course, you eat them for yourself. Tell you what is expensive here is the old cheese. And the wife does like a block of cheese. That's gone right up there, €3.30 just for a 200 gram. Talk about going up, look at the price of these eggs, €5.75. They're medium for 24. They've gone through the roof. Yeah, I am now, there we go, €2.05. See, if you're like a bit of cereal in the morning, there we go, you've got your healthy kind of cereal products just there. But if you want to go on to, like, you know, the old brand stuff, there we go, €2. This is all Spanish stuff here as you go along. But if you're looking at English stuff like cornflakes, you've got to pay the price. Another thing that is really super expensive here is coffee, especially if you do like your own brand coffee. And I can't drink the Spanish, it has to be Nescafe for me. Yeah, as you can see, it is absolutely expensive when you start comparing it to their own brand coffee. But yeah, you'll have to bring that over in a suitcase. There is one other thing we've got to get in here, and it's not the chips. The wife wants some sweet corn, so yeah, we get a pack of sweet corn here, €1.24. Yeah, everything's literally gone through the roof. Peas, a kilo, €1.65. I tell you what though, they taste amazing. They've got some real flavour. Definitely recommend Mercadona peas. There's one other thing I recommend as well. If you eat McDonald's nuggets, these nuggets are dirt cheap, half the price what you pay in Iceland, and they taste a lot better. Go, €2.70. Chicken nuggets, taste delicious. I pick up some cardboard pizzas. You've got all different pizzas there, $2.69, $2.70. So yeah, they do have their own pizzas. But anyway, we've done our shopping list, and we'll show you what it comes to. Of course, this is normally a weekly shop. We just top up on things. So this is what you're going to be paying. If you're coming to Spain, want a little bit of alcohol, treat yourself, a bit of veg, and yeah, a bit of bread, the daily stuff, innit? Fruit and veg, and a little treat here and there. Let's show you what you're going to be paying for an average shop. So here we go. Going to go and pay for this now. We'll come to $61.94. That was the total bill. So if you want to freeze your picture and have a look at what we just paid for, that was the list of items. What we've just bought, like I mentioned, that's going to last us a week. Let me know if you live in Spain, where you shop, and what your shopping will bill back home. So that's the alcohol prices in the supermarket, and the food and all that is not really as cheap as England unless you're getting your fruit and veg from the market. But overall, the cost of living is cheaper. Even though alcohol's cheap, you don't want to get into the drinking culture. You've got to get yourself a little hobby. Urbanization has got over 800 houses, so the communal fees is really cheap. It's literally only €330, and you've got these big houses which we're in, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, so it's a massive house for 2 people. All these urbanisation have bars with all kind of hobbies going in. They have like a kind of a petankas, you've got paddle courts, you've got so much to do on a lot of these urbanisations, and of course you can go visiting, cycling, walking, do what you like. So when we come here, we purchased one of these big quad houses here, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, which is a big house really for 2 people, but great when you've got families coming over. Literally everyone says "Buenos dias," good morning here in Spain, unlike in England. Everyone's got full of problems and they're up to their eyeballs in stress, rushing around like a blue-ass fly. Here, it's all relaxed atmosphere, and as soon as you walk around, you literally know everyone. And it is a mixed urbanisation. You've got Spanish that come down into Torrevieja, this part of Spain, Dream Hills or South, as second homes, because it's not a proper touristy place on this urbanisation. Torrevieja, literally 5 minutes down the road, that is where all the tourists and all the fiestas go on. But still, all dotted around here on the orihuela costa, you've got a lot of Spanish second homes, English, Swedish, Belgians, Scandinavian, Norwegians, Germans, the whole lot, mixed nationalities, and everyone gets on. That is the story, really. We just got fed up of working every single day, and then you get to 67, great, you're retired, your house is paid off, and then what? You probably ain't able to do anything, you're not fit and healthy. So that was the idea. Live our life while we can, and this ain't stopping anyone from doing it, even though Brexit's come along and COVID's come along. But there are still visas out there. You still got the non-lucrative, the lucrative, you know, the self-employed visa. There is many, many ways of coming to live the dream. And I've mentioned many times, we've got lawyers that can sort that out for you if you're interested. But this big urbanisation, literally for 330 odd euros a month. Like I've got 2 bars there, just there we've got the Via Park 5, and on the other corner Via Park 3. And you can see that in the video I'll post at the end. But we've got this football nets. We're going to have a little crazy golf just there, and just further up we've got the paddle court, and everything is in walking distance. Many times, if you are thinking of making that move, don't just jump on the first house because it's cheap as chips, because as you know, the average price in the UK now could be about 300,000 euros, and yeah, you're going to pick them up. You can get apartments literally if you go inland for 20, 30,000. But if you're talking coastal now, you're paying around about 80 to 100,000 euros for a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, as the prices are all shooting up as we're talking. Still, when you compare it to the UK, as you can see, it's literally half price. So you can sell your house, you can make the move and come and live the dream, because you're going to wake up to this beautiful weather every day. Literally, it ain't nothing to lose. You only live once, so you might as well make the move while you can. While the property is so cheap and there's a lot to do outside and it doesn't cost any money, like I say, you get yourself a little bike, a little bit of walking, there's so much to do here, lots of rambling groups. There is a downside, and that is the taxes. Taxes in Spain is very high, even if you're self-employed. Unless you're working for someone, you do get the benefits, because if you do come to Spain, you need private health insurance. And if you're looking for private health insurance, you could pay 50 euros a month. But the benefit is, if you are working for someone, it's great because you'll get that free. Of course, if you're self-employed, which is a domino here in Spain, it works a lot different, and we're going to go through the taxes as well. The self-employment can start from 100 euros for the first 6 months, and then it'll creep right up. And then you could go up to 330 euros. Of course, you've got your accountant as well. So it costs you about 400 euros a month to be self-employed. Benefits of being self-employed, of course, you do get health cover for you and your wife, so you ain't got to get private health cover, and you do get a Spanish pension, as long as you're paying for 15 years. Downside is, if you haven't earned that money and you're not earning that money, it can be a bit expensive paying out every month, because the taxes here in Spain, like I say, work a lot different to the UK. If you're a Spanish resident, up to 12,500 is 19%. And then if you're earning more than 12,500, and it's between 12,500 and 20,000, then it starts shooting up, and then it'd be 24%. And then if you're earning up to 35,000, 37%. And if you're one of the lucky ones that are earning loads of money and you're getting over 340,000 euros, that's 45%, which is a lot of tax. If you're a Spanish resident, and your property gains tax will be up to 6,000 euros, will be 19%. Be 21% if you're earning between 60 and 50,000 euros, and if it's more than 50,000 euros, it will shoot up to 23%. That is your property gains tax. Of course, when you're non-resident, you'd be paying 24% tax just on the lower bracket. And if you have a property here in Spain and you're not a resident, so you will be at the higher end of the tax, which will be 24%, and they will retain 3% when you first sell it, just in case there's any outstanding bills on the property. And with the property gain tax as well, you're going to be paying tax on the profit you gain. So it's important, if you've done any renovations, any work you spent on it, keep all the receipts and you can put it against the tax bill. I've been here 10 years, me and the wife, like I said, and have I made the right decision? Well, I'm still here, so that will tell you everything. And if I want to pop back for a bit of doom and gloom, I can jump on the plane quite easily and pop back and see the family. And they come over here, of course, and they see the weather and they see the lifestyle. And of course, not everyone's in the position to make that move. And it does come down to money. And it's a tricky one, really, because Brexit has made it a lot harder. But it is still possible. Of course, if we were still in the EU, we wouldn't have any problems, would we? You can come and stay and come and go as you like. As a lot of people were flaunting the laws of the 90-day and the 100-day rule. You could have stayed here as long as you like, really, because there was no checks. But now we've got the EES coming through, and of course the photographs, the fingerprints, the new way forward. Another thing about Spain as well, the postmen don't actually deliver to your house unless it's a bill you've got to sign for and they want a bit of money off you. Other than that, you'll have little post boxes like this. Post boxes will be on every urbanisation, so everyone's letterbox will get your normal letters, also a bit of junk mail as well. The beautiful thing about all of it is so quiet as well. No sirens, no bibbing, no road rage, and no crime. So we've got all types of people. Well, we've got Dutch living, as you can see. The whole wall is done out as Mr. Bean. Houses are known as quad houses because you've got a house next door and two behind. And they're all 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but you can get half of an house, which is half of a quad. So if you not want a full house, of course, there's plenty around like that. And they always have lots of spaces and lots of terraces. So we've covered the taxes, we've covered the alcohol, the cost of living with property, food, electric bills, a little bit cheaper here because we don't have as such big gas boilers. Really, everyone's mainly got electric in their house. A little boiler which costs about 150 euros. It would just plenty enough to have a shower, hot water and everything like that. Some people do get gas installed, but literally no need. So you'll only have electric bill, and that's cheap as chips, really. When you think about it, you cut your gas bill out, you've got one bill coming in every month. And it all depends how you use electric, of course. In the summer months, you'll have your aircon on, and in the winter months, a couple of months, you might have it on in the night where it gets a bit chilly in the house, because the houses, I'm afraid, are like, mentioned so many times, fridges. And the other tip I always tell you, which you all know, you need to buy on the south side, because you need a nice warm house all year round. Come on holiday, of course, and it's going to be in the summer months. It's going to be hot anyway, so you're going to be outside. So you'll probably want to be on the cold side, the north side. So when it comes to electric bill, it does depend on every person. We have got a pool, so we're going to pay for the pool pump to go, and then the washing machine's going a lot, and then we've got the electric on, of course, and then you've got your eating in the winter times, but vary all year round. I mean, you're averaging between 80 euros and 120 euros a month. And when you ain't got a gas bill to worry about, just one bill, that's cheap as chips. And then you've got your urbanisation fees. But if you're not on an urbanisation, you just pay your local taxes, your dustbin and rubbish and all that, and literally about 300 euros a year. And I know a lot of you's probably paid out a month for your poll tax. You've got your food shopping, of course, and it all depends on how many bottles of alcohol you buy and how you want to live or whatever, whether it's healthy, salads, just your basic food. But your food, literally, I'd say, may be the same price as the UK. And if you go to the markets here, which a lot of them do, you'll get cheaper on your fruit and veg. I say the food bill is much the same. Of course, you don't want to be buying brands now. You've moved to Spain, you've got to start getting used to it. There are drinks and there are ketchups. A lot of people, yeah, really undecided where to go. And of course, if you go anywhere on the coast, there's lots of expat communities, lots of these bars everywhere. And you only spend one day at a bar and you'll meet someone, and the next time you go there, that person will introduce you to someone else. And before you know it, you know every Tom, Dick and Harry on the urbanisation. And of course, a lot of people go, you know, it's very difficult when you come to Spain. I don't speak the lingo. It is good to learn a bit of Spanish. They do Spanish lessons in some areas for free. But here on the coastal areas, they're all English bars, they all speak English, holiday resorts all speak English, and when you buy your property, the lawyer will set up all your bills direct debit, so your bills will come out automatically. So basically you won't really need to worry about anything unless you're going right inland. Of course it'll be more Spanish there, and you might have to learn a bit of Spanglish. You like one of these people that do like a bit of your own food here? Well, we've got choices of everything here. You've got the doner kebabs, the pizzas, you've got the CK bar over there, a local, always busy. They do all the English breakfasts, and then also you get a nice fish and chips in there as well. You've got the Indian, you've got your bars up there. The Lime bar, that is cheap as chips. A bottle of beer for like €1.50. Kind of food, Mexican, and you've got the Euro exchange here as well. There we go, 2 lots of fish and chips, come a small beer or a bottle of wine. And then we've got these pharmacies everywhere. And what I didn't tell you was, when you're on the system and you're actually self-employed, you don't pay full price. So the doctor will give you a prescription, you'll get your plastic medical card, hand it over the counter, you can pick up a ton of prescriptions, and literally next to nothing. You can pay like €3 for like 6 boxes. Some of them are like 80 cents. Well, of course, if you're paying over the counter and you're not self-employed, then you're going to be paying full price. Could be €2, €3, €4 an item, depending what it is. I'll tell you, property's booming here. Look at this. What can you see? Sold, 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 sold. And there's just a few that's not sold. So that is what's going on here at the moment. It is the property boom, and it's been like it since I got here. It hasn't stopped rising. People say, what's the best time to buy? Well, the best time to buy is now, because property never goes down. Unless you're getting that little dip and you sell it straight away. But yeah, over the long run, property only goes up. It's not like cars. You know, eating out, dining out is cheap. Literally, local bars, you can get wine for €1.50 for a good wine. And as you see in the supermarket, the price of a bottle of wine and cases of beer is cheap as chips. And then when you come to alfresco dining, you've got all their menus, set menus of the day, different areas, different prices, and different kind of deals. Electric's cheap. And your water's not bad either, really. It comes in every couple of months, around about €75. Again, depends how you use it. We've got a pool and it's still quite cheap. Some of these houses, there we go, lots of houses now having these solar panels, and some of them just have them for the heating. So they're not expensive either, because we get a lot of sun. So they're really cost effective. I think there are a lot of companies out there now, and you can get a really good price if you are interested in solar power. And of course, if you're in the house for a long time, you're not intending to move for a while, you're going to be saving loads of money. Another benefit of being on a big urbanisation as well, the roads are swept clean every day, the drains get chemicals to, of course, for cockroaches in the summer. We do get a lot of cockroaches, not many in the house, you might get the 1 or 2. But yeah, all these drains get pulled up, chemicals chucked down, we get road sweepers, we get the dustbins emptied once a day. It used to be twice when I come here. And we've got street lighting at night as well, that because we're on an urbanisation. Of course, if you're not on urb, you haven't got the fees, but you might not get clean streets and lights. A lot of people do prefer to be on urbanisation for the simple reason is if they need a swimming pool, they haven't got to pay to put one in or maintain it or get someone in to clean, which is around about €60 a month to get someone to clean your pool, chemical it. It might seem little money. And of course, you've got extra water bill as well. It saves all the egg. You can nip round here. We've got 2 communal pools, as you see, but most of the communities will have minimum of 1 pool. If you want to get away from the urbanisation, and all along the Orihuela costa, you've got lots of beautiful beaches, and that is where we're going to show you the beautiful beach and what it's like in October. So just before I take you up to the promenade and show you the beautiful beach in October, which a lot of the subscribers of course already seen it, but yeah, I'm just going to let you know where my pool cleaner is. She's here, and this one don't cost me anything. She hoovers it out, cleans it and tops it up. It don't cost me anything. Cheap as chips. And while we're on our way to the beach, which is literally 5 minutes from any local beach here on the Costa Blanca, because we're on the coast, and we're going to take a trip to Torrevieja. And while we're on our way there, I'm going to explain to you about the cars here in Spain. Very, very expensive, unless you're buying a new one, which is still going to be a little bit more than what you would pay back in your own country. And second-hand cars, well, they've got higher mileage, and they still want top dollar for it. So cars in Spain are really expensive. But the good thing is about Spain, the transport here in Spain is really good. From Alicante all the way to Madrid and Valencia. So you've got fast transport, cheap as chips. You can travel anywhere locally on a bus for less than €2. So bus and trains are really, really good. Another good thing is as well, here in Spain, of course, you can get a lot of coach trips. There's a lot of companies around and they're advertised all on Facebook, all on the internet as well. You can take trips on these coaches, and because you're already in Spain, it don't cost you anything. Literally, you're only paying for like a week's accommodation. The coach will take you from all these areas, different designated bus stops, and it will take you up to Barcelona, Valencia, fiestas that are going on, day trips to Benidorm, anywhere you want. Coach trips all over the place. Lots of coach companies, so you can get about. Car is not really that essential because the markets are pretty local. You've got markets going on in every area every day of the week. And we go 28 degrees, just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the orihuela costa. The main university hospital just there, just Salt Lake's in the background. Another thing about Spain, the healthcare is absolutely amazing. You've got health clinics everywhere, the doctors speak English, and you literally go and see the doctor in the morning and you get an appointment. And the waiting list here for operations and that are really, really quick. Service is good. You cannot knock the health system here in Spain. And if you do decide to come to Spain, remember here on the left-hand side here, left-hand steering wheel, completely different to the UK. And even though the cars can be expensive, a great thing is the car insurance is really good. It comes with breakdown cover, literally a little bit cheaper than what you pay in the UK. On a brand new car, you can pay around about €400 a year, which give you breakdown cover for free because it is mandatory in Spain. And the bonus of that is anyone over the age of 27 can drive your car here in Spain. They don't have to be named on the policy. Best thing of all, of course, the road tax here in Spain is €50 a year, €50–60 a year, and some electric cars is €30 a year, cheap as chips. Another good thing as well, you don't get so many traffic lights. A lot of roundabouts, but not many traffic lights. You can get about pretty quick. You find your location, where you want to move to, you find the right house. You've got to bear in mind, in Spain, you have to put a deposit down to secure it, and it's around about €6,000. But if you decide to pull out the house and you don't want the house, you're going to lose your money. And if the seller decides don't want to sell you the house, and then they have to pay you double back. So there's no consumption. Literally can be in your house within 4 weeks. It's really quick process. And once you bought your house, of course, the taxes, it's around about 12.5% to 13% on top of the price, with it all included with your stamp duty, solicitor cost and all the searches and everything. And that is basically it really. So whatever you're paying for 100,000 for an house, bear in mind another 12–13% on top to cover it. Unless it's a new build, which you're going to pay 10% VAT extra. So yeah, resale houses around about 12.5% on top. So we're just going to do a little sum up basically. You found your location, you bought your house, you've paid off your house, you're in there in 4 or 5 weeks. And if you don't want a car, you can use the local service. But if you do want a car and you become a resident in Spain, you've got 6 months to change your license over and do a little medical test. Otherwise, you're going to have to take a full driving test. You're coming from an EU country, they give you 2 years to change over your driving licence to a Spanish licence, and if you get caught and you ain't changed your licence over, you'll get a fine. And if you think of having a drink when you come to Spain, I'll be very careful if I was you, because they do a lot of stop checks and the alcohol limit here is a lot lower than the UK, and it's just got tighter. I've actually done a video of all the new alcohol limits, and yeah, you can check that out on the channel. Remember as well, when you come to Spain and you come to live here, remember you're living here, you're not on holiday. Even though you feel like you're on holiday every day with this beautiful sunshine and great weather, and you've got the drinking culture, alcohol's cheap and everything like that. But yeah, you've got to look after your body, you've got to keep fit, you've got to get hobbies, and you don't want to end up sitting at a bar every day, all because it's cheap. Riviera is a very, very popular tourist place at the moment, with a lot going on, of course, the big new projects and a lot of investment got in the area. This is what it's like in the afternoon. You've seen it what it's like in the morning. The tourist train's still going. You've got a beautiful little fountains just there. Yeah, proper buzzing all year round. It's why it's important when you decide where to move. You want to make sure it's not a ghost town, because you don't want to be pulling your hair out and feel like you're living in a graveyard. You want a place that's a bit lively, a bit buzzy, and give you the vibe, and you can get up in the morning and take these nice walks to the local beaches, and plenty to do. Like I say, outside gyms here, there's a lot of clubs. You can just do your own thing, just take walks about, get yourself a little dog. People say, what do you do in Spain? Well, there's so much to do. Actually, time actually flies here in Spain. You'll be surprised at how quick it goes, and you literally don't get anything done. That's why it's mañana. I'm gonna take a walk up to the beach. Me, you mate, you're watching all my videos, I take it. Yeah, you watched it yesterday? Yeah. So were you living here? Yeah. Whereabouts are you staying? Where?
St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis, yeah, St. Louis. Right. How long you been here now?
5 years now.
5 years. Loving it? Liking it?
Yeah.
Best move ever, isn't it, eh? I mean, look at this weather. 28 degrees, end of October.
Great to see you.
Crazy. Yeah, great. Anyway, it's your lucky day. I've got a key ring for you. Nice little key ring. Nice to see you, mate. Enjoy. And don't forget to keep up watching them videos. See you later. Yeah, literally just got out of the car, made me way to the beach, and you can see really popular here in Torrevieja. And you can see why. All the information I'll give you. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. So here we go, right up the promenade now, as you can see. It is absolutely buzzing. Police there. That's why all the look here riding down the side. But yeah, this is it. This is the afternoon time. Busy in the morning as well. If you do want to come and live the dream, it is possible. Anything's possible now. Don't worry, because of Brexit, you think it ain't possible. It is. You can come here on a self-employed visa now. You've got the non-lucrative, the lucrative. You've got all kind of visas going on. All you got to do is email me, paradiseworldvideos@hotmail.com. It's up there on the screen, and it's down in the link. Send me an email, and I can get you in touch with a lawyer if you're after visas. We can sort it all out for you. And come here and start living the dream. And that is the beauty about Spain. You can do this, come out up to these beaches actually every day, 300 days at least. And the drink is cheap. And when we say cheap, I mean worldwide, the average price is around about £9 a pint of beer. And you see the prices in the supermarket. UK, they're saying it could be anything around about £5.50 a pint. And around about 155 countries, it's going to be paying around about £5.50 a pint, which is expensive. Unless you're going from places like Norway, around about €7 a pint. That's why the Norwegians love it here, because it's so cheap. But yeah, if you're in Africa, of course, it's even cheaper. I mean, Africa, you can get in Ethiopia 70p a pint, or Tongo 71p a pint, or Rwanda, which is even cheaper. So yeah, Nigeria 74p a pint. But that's if you want to go to them countries. Spain's ideal because it's literally up on a plane, be here in a couple of hours, and then you've got this beautiful weather. And now look at that nice clean. And when we talk about clean water there, it's not polluted. Now, where else can you get a 3-course meal with a starter, a main, and a dessert? We took a couple out the other day. Old Loss is probably going to be watching this video later. Took him to a Chinese restaurant. We had a big starter. We had sushi, someone had king prawns, tempura, and duck rolls. And then you got the main, which was a curry and rice, or a sizzler with rice noodles, and then a proper dessert. And it comes with a drink, and the drink was literally half a bottle of wine. And a beer comes in with it. 4 people, €65. That's crazy, isn't it, eh? €65, 4 people with all your drinks included. And by the way, there was 2 extra drinks because the women got the taste of the wine. No, that was, don't you? Yeah, of course the wife was with me. Once she gets on the old wine, there's no stopping. If you have found this video useful, give us a like, comment, tell us what you think, what part of Spain was you considering moving. If you decided whether you want to come to Spain, take the risk, you're looking for property. Remember, I'm helping a lot of people at the moment, doing a lot of property tours at the moment. And yeah, we've got Sean and his wife coming up on Thursday. They're coming for a second visit, looking for property around €150,000 bracket. Next week we've got Rob, he's down in Los Alcaceres. We're going to get some viewings for him. So we do sort out the viewings for people because, as you know, in Spain, we're trying to get viewings for people. It's literally impossible with the agents. They don't reply or the property is literally sold. So to make it all very easy for you, you can even send me some links when you come, and we can book the appointments, check if it's available, but we'll get viewings in your budget. And that's what's going on. We make your life so easy now. We get the property views and we get your lawyer, and then so it's so important. As I mentioned in previous videos, you need a good lawyer when you're buying in Spain. And there's another thing as well, people don't tell you, which I do stress to people: if you're living in Spain, you have to pay your taxes. Whether you live in Spain or not, it's a non-resident tax or a resident tax. And yeah, the lawyer will sort that out for you once you go through with him, and you can sign up. Doesn't cost a lot of money if you're not living here, and you ain't got nothing to worry about if you're not making no money here in Spain. The other thing that's really important, I tell a lot of people, of course, you make sure you get a will done. So important that you get that will done. So if you have any problems, one of your partners die, or your problems with your house later otherwise, because the bank will just get frozen. Doesn't cost a lot to get a Spanish will done. It costs you around about 250 euros, a proper will, that is, not a cheap 50 euro one, a proper one with a proper lawyer, which my lawyer can sort that out. And any problems, if the spouse partner dies, you'll be the same as you would be back in your own country, it'd be equivalent. Otherwise, you'll have to go by the Spanish rules. And yeah, it could take months, even years, to get your bank back open, and you could be left without any money. Yeah, you can come and live the dream. It's not hard at all. If you really want to do it, you can. It's a lot easier than what it was before. Don't be scared, thinking, yes, the Spanish don't like us, they don't want us, the Spanish love us. I think the Spanish get more British tourists than any other country around the world. So I just hope you found this video really helpful, and if you want to buy me a coffee, support the channel, you can become a channel member or subscribe for free, or a super thanks. But yeah, I appreciate all the channel members, of course. And so if you do decide to come to Spain, of course, you need to do your own work. You want to make sure that you're on the right side of the road, of course, get the right location. And if you do need any help, I mentioned, just drop me an email. So it's adios from me, Playa de Cura Beach in October.